friends, and welcome back to Movies, Munchies, and Moscato. I am Rhonda.
And I am Rochelle.
And we're just a couple of friends who love movies, television, and of course wine. So if that is something that interests you, please stick around and subscribe so you don't miss an episode. And now it's time for movie news, reviews, and pop culture discussion. First up, Apple TV has renewed its series Severance for a season 2. This is on my list to watch. It looks really interesting because it's, we talked about this before, but it's basically about people in this workplace sign up to have their work life and their home life separated by some type of brain mapping that happens. So where they don't remember one or the other depending on where they're at. Mm-hmm. So it does look very weird.
And I kind of wish that could happen, but at the same time, you got to wonder what the ramifications are for something like that.
Exactly, which I'm sure this series explores. So. Then we have Harrison Ford, who is set to star in his first TV role alongside Jason Segel in a comedy series for Apple, playing a down-to-earth blue-collar shrink. So he's doing his first TV role. It sounds like maybe because he's getting older, he just wants to not have to worry so much about moving around for movie stuff. That makes sense. Although he could just retire. I'm sure he has plenty of money.
Oh, yeah, of course.
You know, just enjoy his wife and his son and obviously his adult children too, and any grandchildren he may have. Just like, I don't know, just live life and not worry about it acting.
Right.
That would be me, but maybe he just likes to do something every so often to keep that old brain working.
I
can see that.
I agree, and I would hate for him to just go away. So this kind of, makes a bit more sense.
That's true. And we do still have the next Indiana Jones to look forward to.
Oh, right.
Maybe they'll put it out this year. I'm thinking they might just wait until next year.
That's right.
Yeah, they still have that coming out. Next, we have HBO Max has 2 scripted Sherlock Holmes series in the works. Robert Downey Jr. is set to be an executive producer of it. No word, though, yet if he will actually star in it as well. Now, if he did that, that would be his first TV role in a long
I know.
time.
He hasn't done anything.
He hasn't done TV in years. But I think that would be cool. It's so funny when I'd heard about this, it actually inspired me to rewatch the first Sherlock Holmes movie.
I love those.
So I actually rewatched it Monday night, and I'd honestly forgotten, and I'd forgotten that Kelly Riley was in there from Yellowstone
that's
as the fiance.
That's right. That didn't even click.
Yeah, Watson's fiance in the first one. I was like, oh my god, I totally forgot she was in this when I was watching it. I forgot Rachel McAdams was in it too. I was like, jeez.
I remember Rachel McAdams, but not Kelly Riley. So yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So I need to watch now the number 2 game. I think it was called Game of Shadows.
Yes,
like that.
it's good too. I've seen them both, and they're great.
Yeah, I remember seeing both, but it's been so long.
Yeah.
And then lastly, we have Bill Skarsgård is set to star in a Crow remake. Bill, lastly played, lovely clown in It.
Oh my gosh.
So let's do something else where we're still kind of in makeup
Creepy.
part of the time.
Yeah.
So this will be written by King Richard's Zach Balin. He wrote the movie for that show. I'm going to be on the fence about this. The Crow was one of those shows, and I think it widely is, that was really loved. I really enjoyed it back in the 90s. I mean, the whole backstory of it with Brandon Lee was sad. I don't know. And I know they ended up doing sequels anyway, obviously without him. But I don't know. I like Bill. I'll keep an open mind, but it's just...
With them being in makeup like that, it's... Yeah. They could do it. They could pull it off, but still... Yeah.
Well, yeah, in this case, it wouldn't really matter. Since it's a remake, it's not like it has to be the...
Wasn't he killed by a gun?
On set.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was one of the first ones to be so widely publicized, where they finally changed, laws, and unfortunately until the Alec Baldwin thing recently happened, but where they originally changed laws to make sure you had all these triple checks in place, so that never happened again where someone was accidentally shot on a movie set.
A lot of good that did.
So, yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. So for movies and TV shows out this week, we have Sonic the Hedgehog 2. This will be in theaters and stars Jim Carrey, Ben Schwartz, James Marsden, and Tika Sumpter. So after settling in Green Hills, Sonic is eager to prove that he has what it takes to be a true hero. His test comes when Dr. Robotnik returns with a new partner, Knuckles, in search of a mystical emerald that has the power to destroy civilizations. Sonic teams up with his own sidekick, Tails, and together they embark on a globe-trotting journey to find the emerald before it falls into the wrong hands. I said this before. This was one of those movies during the pandemic that surprised me that I enjoyed it, but it was just fun. It made me laugh, and it was just a fun, and honestly, not that cheesy of a movie as you think it would be. You're just like, huh, that was just an enjoyable thing. So this is something I'd see. Will I see it in theaters? No, I will wait until it's available to watch at home. But I think it looks like it's still a good time.
Yeah, I still have to see Sonic 1. I've never seen Sonic 1.
Yes.
And I've just heard good things about it.
Yeah, I think it would be good. You should try watching that when you have Ashlyn. You know?
This is true.
try
Yes,
that.
I should.
Enjoy it. Then we have Ambulance. This is in theaters and stars Jake Gyllenhaal and Yahya Abdul-Mateen. So needing money to cover his wife's medical bills, a decorated veteran teams up with his adopted brother to steal $32 million from a Los Angeles bank. However, when their getaway goes spectacularly wrong, the desperate thieves hijack an ambulance that's carrying a severely wounded cop and an EMT worker. Caught in a high-speed chase, the two siblings must figure out a way to outrun the law while keeping their hostages alive. I must admit, this trailer grabbed me back when I originally seen it. I so want there to be a happy ending, even though I feel like I don't see how there could be.
Right. Yes. And when you read this like that, it almost sounds like it could be a comedy, but we know it's not.
Right? It's like I don't know. Because I want it to work out. Because is there a good reason behind it? And they don't want it. They're not trying to kill anybody. But I don't know. I just have I'm just going to put it out there. I have a bad feeling that maybe Jake's character dies, and then Yahya gets stuck holding like the bag, so to speak. I don't know. Something is going to go wrong there, unfortunately. Or maybe Yahya dies, and then Jake, because it's like his character's idea to even do this, he ends up having to help the wife in the end. I don't know. Something.
Well, yeah.
You just never know.
And anytime
and it's a Michael Bay flick, guys. It's going to be like woo, over the top Transformers style.
Right, yeah. But, anytime anyone gets the bright idea to rob a bank, something's going to go wrong.
That's true.
So,
that is true.
Well, it does look good, though. You're right. It does.
It does look really good. Then we have Tokyo Vice. This is a new series that will be on HBO Max and stars Ken Watanabe and Ansel Elgort. I never say his name right. I'm sorry. I remember I was talking about West Side Story, which he was last in. I still got his name wrong, so I apologize. Ansel Elgort. So Jake Edelstein is an American journalist who plugs into the Tokyo Vice police squad and descends into the neon underbelly of Tokyo. This looks, I'll say it looks a little weird. But honestly, anything I've ever seen that's based in the Tokyo underbelly, as they say, looks weird.
Right,
so
right.
It could go either way. I've liked and disliked numerous movies or series.
I agree. I absolutely agree.
In that area. I remember seeing one with Jared Leto. I feel like it was called, I forgot what it was called. Didn't like it. But then I really liked, what was it, Black Rain back in the day?
That was good. Yes.
So,
it's kind of hit and miss.
You just never know. So maybe I'll check out at least one episode and see how it is. Then we have The Invisible Pilot, which didn't click to me that you were talking about this, and I'm sure.
Isn't that funny?
Later. But this is a documentary that came out this week on HBO Max. So pilot Gary Betzner unexpectedly commits suicide, but the mystery surrounding his death deepens and unfurls a caper-filled tale involving a world of drug smuggling, gun running, and a covert war conducted at the highest level of the U.S. government. Sounds crazy town for it to be a true story.
Right.
I'm sure there has to be a movie that's going to come out about it, like with actors. Maybe we can have a Brad Pitt starring as Gary or something.
Right.
You never know. We shall see. Then we have another documentary on HBO Max called Tony Hawk Until the Wheels Fall Off. So this has interviews with professional skateboarders and archive footage from Tony's early days in the sport, highlighting his life, career, and relationship with the sport with which he has been synonymous for decades.
I saw this trailer, and it looks really good. I'm down. You know me and documentaries. I'm down to watch that one.
That's true. I'm just impressed. I'm not somebody that's into skateboarding, but, kudos to him that he's been able to do this for so long, despite numerous injuries. He's been able to do something he really, honestly loves for his whole life. That's
exactly, and and of course, there's always that, the whole struggle with family, or why did he push so hard to get where he was? There's always that, And Shaun White, he was a real, I think kind of an icon in Shaun White's life as well. Okay. Yeah. In fact, I have a picture of me, Shaun White, and Tony Hawk together. Yes.
Where was that taken?
At Fashion Place. We did it.
Oh.
It was one of Tony Hawk's last tours, and we did a half pipe. We partnered with Zoomies, and Tony Hawk came out, and they kind of set up shop in the office, the mall office, and so I have a picture with them, and this one guy that was with them said, "Hey, you need to watch this Shaun White kid because he's going to be amazing."
Oh, how funny.
And he was 12 at the time.
Wow.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy. Now he's a 30-something.
I know.
It's crazy.
I love that story. I have a picture. I'll have to bring it in and show you.
Yeah, I want to see it. Definitely. Jeez. And then finally we have a movie called All the Old Knives. This is on Amazon and stars Chris Pine, Thandie Newton, and Lawrence Fishburne. Love some Chris Pine. I haven't seen him in a while.
Me too.
He will be, though, I think I mentioned this, so I'm not sure. They're doing another Star Trek movie, and so he is coming back as Captain Kirk, so yay on that.
Yay! I can't wait.
So when the CIA discovers one of its agents leaked information that cost more than 100 people their lives, veteran operative Henry Pelham is assigned to root out the mole with his former lover and colleague, Celia Harrison. When I saw this trailer, actually, this looks really good. You know, I'm intrigued by spy things. Mysteries.
Oh, for sure.
So I would this is a movie I would definitely check out this week, probably this weekend, honestly.
And it's coming out on Amazon.
Yes, Amazon. So
catch it there.
Yep. I'll let you know, though. I'm sure I'm going to watch it this weekend. So what we have been watching this week. So for me, first I watched Morbius in theaters. This starred Jared Leto and Matt Smith. And unfortunately, it was a letdown for me. You know, I enjoyed Jared Leto. I think he's a good actor, but this was just kind of a so-so story, unfortunately. It moved slow for me.
Not quite the action pack.
No, there was, for it to be a Marvel movie, it had honestly very little action, unfortunately. So yeah, it just wasn't that great. Matt Smith, who I've never seen Doctor Who, and I know he was also in The Crown, but he honestly was probably the most entertaining because he was like, you know, the villain of it, and he was just like hamming it up, but it worked for what his character was supposed to be. He was probably honestly the best part of Morbius for me. And there was a good, unfortunately, cameo at the very end by someone from the Spider-Man movie, which I won't give away if someone is going to see it, but it's too bad that person didn't appear earlier in the film. So I think that would have been cool, but like I said, unfortunately, I can only give it 2 wine corks.
That's pretty low. Wow.
It was just unfortunately so. 2 wine corks because I did enjoy Matt Smith's character, and overall I always liked Jared Leto. It just didn't have enough going on for me. So sorry about that. Then I checked out this new series on HBO Max called Minx. Now this is set in the 70s, and it's about the creation of the first male nudity magazine for women. Oh my gosh, it's so funny, you guys. You know, I'm just going to put it out there just so you know, in the first episode, there was just seriously a line of full frontal male nudity coming at you. I was like, wow. There was like 10 because they're auditioning people to be their first centerfold and cover model, and they have to see the goods, and you get to see the goods.
And this came out in the 70s?
It's set in the 70s.
Oh, set in the 70s.
Yeah, it's just set in the 70s.
The Minx, the magazine was
it's not based on a real magazine. It's not like a true story.
It's not. Okay.
That's just what the series is about.
Okay.
So it has, oh my gosh, I forgot his name. I think it's Jake Peters? No. I'm sorry, I can't remember his name. Well, he's from New Girl. He's the only person I actually remember or seen anywhere else from that show. Everyone else was pretty not well known in there. But anyway, it was just funny. Like I said, I didn't mind it. The full frontal. I mean, to see the vast amount of differences because I'm just a basic girl. I haven't seen honestly all that much, and it's been years since I've seen anything. Right. So I was just like, oh, and then oh, and then oh. Like you just the difference is like, wow, you know, but you don't know what's out there.
Oh my gosh.
Like situation. And so the whole sequence was funny, and I promise other than that there's more. I promise the storylines are funny because basically this woman is a feminist and she wants to put out a feminist magazine, and Jake's character is already doing porn movies, and he wants to be taken seriously, but he feels like they could help each other out if we do her serious pieces, but put in the nudity because there's a market for it. Because all you ever see is female nudity, so why not like have the males be, you know,
I agree.
ogled and oohed, and it isn't until Cosmopolitan has a spread on Burt Reynolds, which obviously that really did happen back in the day.
Right.
He did
yes.
He did a nude thing, but he was covered. But because it did so well, even though he was covered, but you saw the majority of him, you know, it does so well, and she sees how well it does, so that's when she's more open to the idea of doing this magazine, even though she originally wants nothing to do with it. So I promise, there's 30-minute episodes. It's so funny. It's been out for a few weeks, so I apologize. I never caught on when it originally started, because HBO, as you know, just releases things weekly. But there are already 6 episodes out, and I've watched the first 5, so I just need to watch the 6th, and I'll be all caught up. But it's a good time. I recommend. Give it a look. Let us know what you think. It was a pleasant surprise for me, in all ways, let's just say. Okay, and then I also watched Get Organized, of course, with the Home Edit. Season 2 on Netflix. Just more stuff with Clea and Joanna organizing some celebrities as well as some everyday people's homes. I just love it. It gave me even more ideas of what I can do. We'll see if I get it done, but I'd like to. So I love things where I can see them.
Well, it does look amazing.
It's really good. And then lastly, last night, I saw The Lost City in theaters. This stars Sandra Bullock and Daniel Radcliffe from Harry Potter, and also Channing Tatum. This was just a really cute show. It was funny, but also on the non-funny parts, it was weird. I just realized I found myself just grinning like the whole time. Like, oh my gosh, they're just so cute. And it was just a cute thing. And watching Daniel Radcliffe be like this over-the-top like villain was fun too. It was a different, role for him. So I really enjoyed this. This is a 4 wine corker for me.
Oh, good.
It really was funny and a good time. I love Channing.
Was the part where he had leeches on his back and she had to do something and she was gagging? Was that pretty funny?
Oh my gosh, that was funny. That was actually the funniest part because he's freaking out. She's doing that, and then he takes down his pants. He's like, "You have to look everywhere," and she's just like, and like he turns around and then she was like, she's like, "Oh, it's like." Wow, like you just never really know. Like you think you know, and then you see this, and he's like, "What are you talking about? Is there any leeches down there?" And she's like, "Oh no, not that's that. No, you're clean down there. You're fine. You can pick up your." But it was his reactions, man. He is comedy gold. He needs to honestly keep doing more comedies because I mean that he has a.
I haven't seen Dog yet, and I want to see it.
That's true. I haven't seen Dog either. I guess that's probably one we see at home.
Yes, because yes.
Soon. But so yes, it was a good time. Highly recommend.
Awesome. Well, I look at you. You're on fire. 4 of them, and I didn't have the opportunity to see as much, but I did watch the first episode of The Invisible Pilot, which is the HBO. It's HBO documentary that it's only being released every week, and I will tell you what. I started watching this, and I found my mouth was open like a lot of the time. Like I just couldn't believe that what was happening. So I'm excited to finish watching this. I think it's good, and you know I love documentaries.
Yes, that's true.
So I definitely if you need to binge watch it a bit, let a few weeks go by so you can watch it, because I found myself just wanting to keep going, and then I realized it was only coming out once a week. But yes, it's definitely a good one, and who knew? You look at this guy, and he's a family man. He's a good guy. He had kind of a bummer of a childhood, and his dad was just mean and brutal, but a great father, great husband, and jumps off a bridge. And then the story continues, and the mystery, it's crazy. So anyway, I liked it. The other one I started watching per your recommendation was also Get Organized, the Home Edit.
Okay.
And I love it so much, but of course I haven't finished it. Not shocked. However, my question to you is, do they do more than closets?
Oh yeah, pantries, garages.
Oh, pantries. Okay.
Kitchens. Yeah, they do. Bathrooms.
All right. I'm excited for the pantry one because that's where I need my help.
Okay. Yes.
So I definitely recommend this one as well. This is a fun one.
Yeah. Like they make it so interesting, and when you're into that stuff, it's like
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
How's your labeling machine working? Are you doing that?
Oh, so far it's still honestly a learning curve. Like I thought it would be a little easier than it is right now. So I'm still trying to get
Yeah,
used to it.
it's cricket, so it is. It's harder, but yeah. So Rhonda's on that. If anyone needs organization, call Rhonda.
I'll
And
be
then-
running a side business.
No kidding, seriously. And then my third movie that I started watching is Vikings of Valhalla, and that's on Netflix.
Oh,
I
okay.
like Viking shows, and this is actually a real good one. The actors aren't bad in it, nope, and not bad looking either. You would think they would be, but yeah, if you're into those types of shows, I would definitely recommend Vikings of Valhalla. There's also The Last Kingdom. Is that it? Anyway, and that one I've heard is really good as well. So if you haven't seen either one of those and you like the Vikings movies, definitely give those a whirl.
All right, awesome.
All right. Well, that's all the time we have this week. That's all we've got for you. But I'm sure next week we'll have more things in the works. We appreciate you listening, and we had fun as usual, and we hope you enjoyed it as well. Please give us a review or a comment, as it really helps us out. And please follow us on Instagram at movies_munchies_Moscato. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for hanging.
Thank you, guys.